travel is not a matter of money, but of courage. So here's my top 12 travel tips and ideas on how to be safe during traveling, especially when you are solo. So I've been traveling in Asia for quite some time now, and majority of my travels are solo. Yes. So you know, I like to go to some exotic places, right? And then I always stick to my schedules. I like to push myself, to push my limit all the time, you know, regardless of how exhausted I am, how sleep deprived I am, but still I want to stick to my schedules. Then a lot of my friends told me that I'm crazy. Yes, indeed I'm crazy. And some of my friends also they admire me because, you know, I have the courage to go to a stranger's country alone. So they cannot grasp the idea of going there just alone. So I guess my balls are bigger than my fear. So here's my top 12 travel tips and ideas that you can apply to yourself every time you're going to travel. Okay, let's start with number 12. Always trust your gut instinct. Yes. So, you know, if you're in a situation, right, then it seems like you're telling your instinct that something is wrong. Yes, something is really wrong. So I want you to do about the situation or leave on the scene right away, because always trust your gut instinct, especially if you are traveling alone. Yes. Okay, so number 11, don't compromise your safety over few dollars. Yes, this is one of the most important tips that I can give to you, because it happens to me before. Like, you know, just don't try to argue if they're trying to scam you, right? Don't try to argue, or worse, you fight, because, you know, your safety always comes first. So just let it go, the few dollars, because it's not really worth it. I learned this one really, you know, some are very good scammers, some are very obvious, but, you know, just to be safe, your number one priority is your safety. So don't compromise your safety over few dollars that you save. Okay, number 10, keep a low profile and blend in with the crowd. Yes, this one, if you're in a stranger's country, right, don't try to stand out from the crowd. Yes, because, you know, don't wear the fancy jewelries and everything. So just leave it at home, because you don't want to really stand out from the crowd. So all you have to do is just blend in. Okay. Okay, number 9, be prepared. Yes. Okay, so if you're planning your next holiday, right? So at first, maybe in the first few days, you're trying to research as much as you can. Like me, myself, the last time, it took me 4 months of research on certain places, and you know, that I want to go there, because I want to be prepared. I want everything to go smoothly. So yes, so so I want you to also prepare even for a few days, and, you know, like when you arrive, and then after that, what kind of taxi you are going to take in, and then the address of your hostels and everything. So which city are you in and which city that you want to go there. So always be prepared all the time. Do a lot of research before you're going to the country. And also number 8, travel insurance. Yes, I know sometimes it can be very expensive, right? It depends on wherever you are. Sometimes the prices are, there's some changes, but I tell you, it's a very important thing. You should all the time secure a travel insurance every time you're going to travel. Number 7, always tell your family or your close friends wherever you go. Yes. So if you go with your friends, right, traveling. So if you're planning to go there and they're not interested to go there, so tell them so that they will know. And in case if you're alone, right, so tell your family about it back home. You message them that where you are and where's your next destinations. So don't forget that one. Number 6, don't tell strangers that you're traveling solo. Yes, so you have no obligations to strangers, right? You have no obligation to tell them or whatsoever. You don't have any obligation to tell them that you're traveling solo. So you all the time pretend that for example, if you're just alone, right, a lady, tell them that you together with your boyfriend, or in my case, right, when the taxis are going to ask me, and some other strangers, I told them, no, I'm going to my friends to meet them. So never tell them that you're traveling solo, because sometimes they're just waiting and preparing to prey on you. So you don't want to happen like that. And number 5, dress appropriately. Yes, so wherever you are, right, always dress appropriately, because always respect the laws and of any countries that you are trying to into. And some countries are very strict about clothing. So make sure that you trying to dress properly all the time, because you don't want to get in trouble. Number 4, know your limits and be vigilant. Yes, so if you're the type of traveler who likes to party at night, you want to get drunk, so please try to be vigilant. Always know your limits, because especially when you are with your friends or if you are traveling solo, it's very important that you always be smart about it. Know your limit. Number 3, don't go alone in some off the beaten path. Yes, so if you're planning to explore to a new place or a new area, sometimes, especially if it is a very dangerous one, try to find some fellow travelers around, to ask them about that, if they're interested to go together, or because sometimes it's really it's very difficult if you're trying to go there in an area where there's nobody around. So make sure to ask for other travelers, And number 2, act confident. Yes, this one is really very, very important, because the criminals sometimes they are just waiting for those travelers who are like, you get lost or you don't know what you are doing. So so always, especially if you're going to ask the strangers, all the time act confidence. Look at them in the eye that that you know what you are doing. Try not to like, oh, it seems like you don't know, you're so lost and you don't know what you're doing. No, don't do like that. All the time, stand tall and walk properly, Always act confidence. And the last but not the least, number 1, charge phone or an extra hand phone for local SIM cards. Yes, this one is really very important, especially if you're traveling solo. Make sure that at least you acquire a local SIM card. Sometimes they have this tourist SIM cards where it will only valid for a few weeks. Yes, try to acquire that one, because especially when you're traveling solo, because you know, if for emergency purposes, you know, you can call somebody or you can call the police or whosoever. And also if you're for example, if you're lost, or if you're trying to find something, you know, the internet now, the Google now are our man's best friend, right? So everything now is in the internet, so you can quickly just search everything about the restaurant, about hostels, about food. So everything is there. So make sure you have an extra phone or a charge phone, you know, that you can put a local SIM card. This is really a safety 101 kind of tips that you should consider. So take note of that. So guys, those are my how to be safety and traveling, especially if you're go solo, right? So guys, if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if this is your first time, welcome to my channel. This is a place where I'm going to bring you to the most exotic places in the world, along with travel tips and ideas. And also guys, click the notification bell button so that you get notified every time I'm going to upload a new video. And also guys, click this video here or here, either this one or this one.